The Beckham family drama just took a twist nobody expected. And this time, it's not about red carpets, glitzy fashion shows, or skipped family gatherings. It's way more personal. It's about future plans, growing distance, and quiet moves that say more than any headline ever could. Because while Brooklyn Beckham and Nicola Peltz are openly dreaming about growing their family, the rest of the Beckhams seem to be reacting in ways that speak volumes without saying a single word. At the center of this storm is a surprise that reportedly hit everyone hard. Brooklyn and Nicola have been having serious talks about adoption, not as a far-off idea, but as a real, heartfelt plan for their future together. And for David and Victoria Beckham, who've always shown how much family means to them, this news might have stirred up more emotions than anything before. Brooklyn has made it clear his attention is locked on the life he's building with Nicola. He's spoken about wanting peace, privacy, and a future that's free from the non-stop pressure of fame and image. And in that vision, adoption isn't just an option, it's something they're both completely on the same page about. They've discussed it deeply, they've talked about building a big family, and most importantly, they've shared that they want to use their success to give a child a life filled with love and opportunity. It's a big move, and it's got everyone talking. But here's where things start getting messy, really messy, because this possible first grandchild wouldn't just mark a new chapter for Brooklyn and Nicola, it would also shine a light on just how distant things have become between Brooklyn and his parents. People close to the situation say David and Victoria Beckham have always loved the idea of becoming grandparents. It's something they've quietly dreamed about for years. And now the thought that their son might welcome a child, adopted or biological, without them being involved at all, reportedly feels heartbreaking. Still, it's not all shattered bridges and silence. Behind the scenes, one person is said to be carefully moving between both sides, staying calm, listening more than talking, and refusing to let things spiral out of control. They're not looking for headlines or sympathy. They're focused on keeping the family connected, step by step, without pressure or drama. This person seems to believe that family issues can't be fixed through shouting matches, but through time, patience, and quiet understanding. Even now, as Brooklyn and Nicola's adoption talks continue and emotions stay high, that behind-the-scenes effort hasn't faded. But what really stings is how all of this has played out, not through private heart-to-hearts or warm reunions, but through public posts, subtle actions, and icy silence that make the distance between them clearer than ever. It's a situation that's equal parts emotional, complicated, and painfully public. And one of the clearest signs of all this tension has come straight from Brooklyn's own skin, his tattoos. In recent weeks, fans have noticed something big. Brooklyn has quietly covered or altered several tattoos that once showed his deep connection to his family. Ink that once honored his dad, his siblings, and even his place as the eldest Beckham son, gone or transformed into something new. That famous anchor tattoo that used to carry the word dad, it's now missing that detail. The sweet message, "Love you bust," David Beckham's longtime nickname for his son, has faded into something barely visible. And other family-related designs, many of them have been reworked or covered completely. But here's what's telling. The tattoos dedicated to Nicola remain completely untouched. To many observers, this looked like more than a personal style update. It felt like a visible reflection of emotional distance, almost like Brooklyn was rewriting his story through his own ink. Every change seemed to say something, not just about fashion, but about how he's defining himself apart from the Beckham name. Brooklyn has said that stepping back from his family gave him peace. He's opened up about dealing with stress, wanting balance, and feeling like he finally has control over his own life since taking that space. From his point of view, these changes aren't rebellion. They're about protecting his peace and building a new version of himself. Meanwhile, as Brooklyn changes what's on his skin, the rest of the Beckham family seems to be drawing closer together. Just days after the adoption talk made headlines, David Beckham was spotted doing something simple yet powerful, sharing a quiet lunch with his mom and sister. No big statements, no interviews, just a plate of pie and mash at one of David's favorite low-key spots. He was there with the two women who've stood by him long before the fame, brand deals, or public tension ever existed. The photo looked simple, even quiet, but the timing made it impossible to overlook. While Brooklyn seems focused on building a future that might not include much contact with his parents, David is clearly holding tight to the family members who remain closest to him. It wasn't about a flashy appearance or sending a message, but everyone could feel that moment said more than words ever could. And here's the part that's caught everyone's attention. The calm, steady effort to keep the family from completely falling apart isn't coming from where most people would expect. That strength is coming from David Beckham's mother, Sandra Beckham. Even as public opinions have hardened and communication between others has cooled, Sandra has reportedly kept talking to both sides, making sure the family doesn't drift apart too far. People close to the situation say she's staying neutral, no sides, no drama, just focused on keeping love and connection alive, especially thinking about what the future might bring. As the talk about adoption becomes more serious, Sandra's role feels more important than ever, guided by one heartfelt belief that families might argue or grow distant, but they shouldn't lose each other for good. At the same time, the rest of the Beckham clan keeps moving forward in the public eye, even while the behind-the-scenes tension quietly lingers. Cruz Beckham, the youngest of the Beckham brothers, recently grabbed attention with a bold social media post teasing his new music. The photo was playful, daring, and totally in line with a 20-year-old artist trying to carve out his own path and stand out from his famous family. But what really caught people's attention wasn't just the post, it was the reaction. Romeo Beckham quickly dropped some laughing emojis in the comments, showing a spark of brotherly support. In a family where quiet moments often speak louder than words, that tiny gesture felt huge. Cruz's post came right as Brooklyn was rumored to have expressed frustration that his family focuses too much on image and publicity instead of genuine connection. For those following closely, the contrast couldn't have been more obvious. While Brooklyn seems determined to build his life away from the Beckham spotlight, the rest of the Beckham clan continues to move like a well-oiled machine, sharing projects, pushing their creative work, and showing a front of unity no matter what's happening behind closed doors. Then there's Nicola's side of the story. Not long after the talk about adoption hit the headlines, Nicola Peltz's sister shared a cryptic message online that got everyone buzzing. It didn't call anyone out directly, but the timing spoke volumes. The post talked about trusting your dreams and believing in what's been placed in your heart for a reason. To many watching, that post felt like a quiet show of solidarity, a subtle sign that Nicola's family is standing strong behind her and Brooklyn as they face a deeply personal choice under the spotlight. Nicola has always been close with her family, and unlike the Beckham side right now, her circle seems united, steady, and completely supportive of the couple's next steps. And that difference hits hard, because deep down, this isn't just another family disagreement. It's two totally different ideas of loyalty and independence clashing right in public view. Brooklyn and Nicola are looking forward, thinking about their future, planning for a family, exploring adoption, and building a life where they call the shots. Meanwhile, David and Victoria Beckham are reportedly facing the emotional truth that the family they carefully built might not include their eldest son in the same way anymore. Still, not everyone has lost hope. Behind the curtain, there's said to be one family member quietly keeping the door open, someone who knows both sides well and believes that no bridge has to stay burned forever. They're not doing interviews, not posting cryptic quotes, just keeping gentle communication alive in the background, even if it hasn't worked out yet. But it's there, and it matters. As Brooklyn and Nicola continue to move forward with their plans for the future, the emotions inside this family have never been more intense. Because once a child comes into the picture, everything shifts. The real question isn't just whether the Beckhams will ever find peace, it's whether they'll even get the chance to try. And that's what makes this moment so crucial. It's a lasting step toward building a family, one that will completely reshape roles, relationships, and boundaries forever. And for David and Victoria Beckham, that reality seems to be settling in fast. People close to the couple say the thought of Brooklyn becoming a parent, especially through adoption, has stirred up a powerful mix of emotions. Pride, sadness, and concern all rolled into one. There's pride because they've always dreamed of becoming grandparents, but there's also heartbreak because they worry they might not have a place in that child's life. And underneath it all, there's fear, because once a grandchild enters the picture and bonds start forming, it becomes so much harder to bridge the distance that's already there. This isn't like the smaller family disagreements that fade over time. A child brings permanence, birthdays, first steps, and milestones that move forward whether the family is ready or not. Those moments won't wait for things to be patched up. From Brooklyn's point of view, though, that permanence is exactly what he wants. In his past interviews, he's been open about feeling pressure growing up and how stepping away helped him find peace. He's talked about wanting a future that feels calmer, freer, and more on his terms. So when he speaks about adoption, he doesn't frame it as rebellion. It's about alignment. It's about building a life with Nicola that reflects their shared values and the kind of parents they hope to become. Nicola, meanwhile, has always been open about wanting a big, loving family, but she's also been clear that she wants to do it in her own way and on her own timeline. With Nicola's current acting projects keeping her schedule packed, having biological children right now isn't the focus, making adoption not just meaningful, but also realistic for the couple. And that practicality shows how deeply serious these talks have become. This isn't just a dream tossed around in private, it's a real plan that's been carefully thought through. That's why the silence from David and Victoria Beckham has caught so much attention. No statements, no comments, just quiet moves that seem to say more than any interview ever could. What's come instead are small symbolic moments, gestures that feel like ways of coping rather than confronting. David's calm lunch outing with his mom and sister wasn't about headlines or strategy, it was grounding. It looked like a reminder of where he came from and who's still standing beside him when life feels complicated. Sandra Beckham especially has always been a steady presence in David's world, so seeing him reconnect with her in such a simple, heartfelt way seemed intentional, like he's turning back to his roots for strength. Meanwhile, Victoria Beckham has kept pushing forward, channeling her energy into work, fashion, and staying visible. Some people see that as resilience, others call it distraction. But either way, it shows a family trying to keep moving instead of getting stuck in the middle of emotional tension. Inside the Beckham home, the focus seems to have shifted toward the children who are still nearby, especially Cruz. His bold new music promo didn't just light up social media, it reminded everyone that even while one part of the family is caught in silence, the next generation is still out there making noise, finding their voice, and carving their own path. It also painted a clear picture that the rest of the Beckham family is moving forward, boldly, confidently, and without apology. For those who back Brooklyn, it seemed to perfectly match his view that image and reputation always take priority for his parents. But for supporters of David and Victoria Beckham, it looked like something entirely different. Just two parents proudly supporting another son who still wants them in their corner. And somewhere between those two takes is where the real story probably sits. Romeo's playful reaction to Cruz's music promo added another layer to it all. It showed humor, closeness, and that familiar spark of brotherly love among the siblings who still stay in touch. But that same moment also highlighted what's missing. Brooklyn. His absence from those easy, light-hearted interactions only makes the changes he's made, like covering up family tattoos, feel even more emotional. For Brooklyn, tattoos have never been just for style. They've always told a story about loyalty, family, and identity. So when he decides to erase or change them, it's not random, it's intentional. It's his way of reshaping who he is, defining himself outside of the Beckham shadow. And what he's chosen to keep says a lot. Nicola's name, her face, her symbols. She's the constant, she's the anchor. From Nicola's side, that devotion goes both ways. Her sister's subtle online post wasn't defensive or confrontational. It felt calm and full of belief. It hinted at trust, unity, and a quiet confidence that Nicola and Brooklyn know exactly what they're doing. In the middle of so much public tension, it read like a gentle message of reassurance. And what's especially striking is how differently the two families are handling all this. The Peltz family has stayed mostly behind the scenes, steady, private, and far from the drama, while the Beckhams continue to navigate the spotlight in real time. Brooklyn has often spoken warmly about his in-laws, saying they bring him a sense of calm and acceptance, something he's hinted was missing elsewhere. Fair or not, that feeling clearly shapes how he's choosing to move forward in life. And that leads us to the quietest, but maybe the most important person in this entire situation. Behind closed doors, there's said to be one Beckham family member who refuses to take sides. Someone who still talks to everyone, stays neutral, and believes that even when a family seems split, it should never be completely given up on. This person isn't out posting cryptic quotes or hinting through social media. They haven't spoken to the press or tried to shape the story. Instead, they've taken on a calm, behind-the-scenes role, keeping conversations going quietly, carefully, and without pressure. It's the kind of effort that takes patience, because one wrong move could make everything even more complicated. So far, that peacekeeping mission hasn't brought full reconciliation. Brooklyn is standing firm in his choices, focused on his life with Nicola. David and Victoria remain hurt but composed, keeping their emotions in check as they focus on their other children and work. And Nicola, she continues to be the emotional anchor in Brooklyn's world, his biggest source of support and stability. But what gives this story a glimmer of hope is that fragile bridge that still exists between them. It's quiet, it's delicate, but it's still there. Not yet, but time isn't standing still in a situation like this. If Brooklyn and Nicola move forward with their adoption plans, everything speeds up fast. Choices that once felt like long-term possibilities suddenly become real, and emotions that were pushed aside start bubbling to the surface. The big question now is, how will this play out? Will David and Victoria find out privately in quiet family talks, or will the news reach them through the media and social platforms like everyone else? And when a child finally enters the picture, will that moment soften the distance between them or make the walls even higher? Maybe the hardest question of all, will a future grandchild grow up knowing the Beckham grandparents? Or will that connection fade before it even begins? Those are the kinds of thoughts hanging in the air right now, with no clear answers in sight. At this moment, all that exists are signals. Brooklyn focused on the future, David reflecting inward, Nicola standing firm by his side, and a family caught between the pain of the past and the uncertainty of what's next. What started as a private rift has grown into something much deeper, a story about legacy, control, and what it truly means to create your own life. And as this family story continues to unfold, one truth stands out. Once a child enters the picture, nothing stays hypothetical anymore. Everything becomes real. Every choice, every silence, every bond. Whatever happens next won't just shape Brooklyn and Nicola's future, it will redefine the Beckham family forever.